Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Bricky, and I'm here today at the Living History Farm at Morningside Nature Center. Out here at Morningside we do have a number of farm animals, and one of the best parts of our week is usually on Wednesday afternoon because we have an opportunity for the children of the community to come out and help us feed our animals. Now right now we're not doing that, but I thought that I would take this time to just make a short video for us so that everybody can see that the animals are still here and that they are going to be waiting on us when we come back. Okay everyone, so these are our two cows, and they are dairy cows. They're a type of dairy cow called a Jersey cow. And Jersey cows are famous for the nice, rich, thick milk with a lot of cream that they give us. So while I'm filming them and feeding them, I want you to think about what things people can make from that nice thick milk. So I'm going to feed them some carrots, which are a really special treat for them. Here you go. This one is the smaller of the two. Her name is Zinnia. Zinnia has some little horns, and I'll talk a little bit more about those in a minute. This is Penny. Penny's the bigger of the two, and Penny's kind of an old girl now. Penny is about 18 years old, so she's kind of old for a cow. Here's another carrot for you. All right, Zinnia. Zinnia has that long pink tongue that reaches out for the carrots. So, as you can see, one difference between the two, besides her size, is that Penny only has tiny little nubs of horns. They're almost like buttons. But Zinnia was born with bigger horns. And when she got to be about a year old, oops, I dropped the carrot. And when she got to be about a year old, her horns started to get kind of pokey. So, oh, Penny, don't be so jealous. There you go. All right. Sometimes Penny gets a little jealous. So when Zinnia got a little older, our vets put those weights on her horns, see? So those are a little bit like braces on people. So as she gets older, the horns will not point up and be real pokey. They'll come sort of down, so they won't be quite as pokey. All right, one last one. All right, girls. Yeah, they get very excited for carrots. We normally feed them hay, but I wanted to really get their attention for the video today. All right, here, I'll come over here. Okay, everyone. Here, scritches. How about you, Penny? You want some pets? Now, has anyone thought of any of the things that we could make from the nice, rich milk and cream that they give us? Well, of course, one thing could be ice cream. I like ice cream. Another thing could be butter from the cream. And Miss Gertie actually made a video and put up just recently about making butter from cream out here at Morningside. Another thing that you could make from that rich, rich milk could be cheese. I really like cheese. And of course, you can just drink the milk. Now here is one of our chickens. This is a boy chicken, which means he's called a rooster. And he's a type of chicken called a Dominicker. Oh, there's the hen. All right, so both of these chickens are a type of chicken called a Dominicker. And they are an old type of chicken. And I'm going to throw them a little bit of corn. All right. And you can hear that noise that the rooster is making. That's sort of his signal to say, hey, there's some food over here, come and get it. So can anybody think of reasons that farmers would keep chickens? Well, I think everybody can probably think of one, which is eggs. Eggs are useful for a whole lot of things in cooking and making good things to eat, or you could just eat them themselves. Another thing that people used to use chickens for sometimes, and maybe still do, is for their feathers. If you collect a lot of their feathers, you can use those feathers, or at least the softer ones, to stuff pillows or even mattresses, so you could have a nice feather bed made from chicken feathers. Of course, you'd only really want the softer feathers for that. Some feathers are kind of pokey. We call those pinfeathers. They're the long feathers that are on their wings. Do you know that people used to use those for pins? That's why they're called pin feathers. I'll see if I can find one and show you in just a minute. But we'll just keep feeding these chickens a little bit of corn. All right. I found one of those pin feathers I was talking about. It's one of the feathers that make up the chicken's wing. So in the old days, people used to take the end of the feather down here and cut a little hole in it, dip it in some ink, and then you could write with it until it ran out of ink. The rooster says that's a good idea. So I've got a bit of a special treat for you today. Most of the time during our Wednesday Barnyard Buddy sessions, children don't get very close to Mr. Roscoe here. Roscoe's a ram. He's kind of a big guy, and sometimes he likes to play kind of rough, so we can't usually let the children feed him, but I thought that I would show you Mr. Roscoe up close. He's being calm right now. He's actually not such a bad guy. He just sometimes likes to play really rough. See his tail wagging when you pet him? But yeah, at the same time, I wouldn't want to get in there with him because he would see me as another ram and he would try to play really rough with me. See these big horns? See how curly they are? Yes. Hello, Roscoe. Another big horn. And he has really thick wool too, just like all of the other sheep. Okay, goodbye, Roscoe. So this is a surprise that I had for you today. Oh, but he's not being cooperative. Let's try that one more time. So here is a surprise that I had for you today. We recently had a very healthy little boy lamb born here at Morningside Nature Center. Since he's a boy, we call him a ram lamb because he'll grow up to be a big, strong ram, just like his dad, Roscoe. Oh, there he goes. He's hiding. Oh my goodness. But anyway, that's his mama right here in front of us. And that is his, actually, sister that he's with now. Of course, she's sister from 2 years ago, so she's much bigger. But we will watch him grow up and watch him carefully, make sure he stays healthy. But he's doing really well right now. So now I'm going to feed our sheep a little bit of this cracked corn. It's just dried whole corn that's been put through a machine that cracks it into smaller pieces, so it makes it easier for the animals to chew up. So this is one of our sheep. She's one of our older sheep. Her name is Charity, and she is very friendly, and she really, really likes that cracked corn that I showed you guys earlier. And here we have our other sheep, including the lamb, coming up. I'll give Charity a little bit more. Charity's been laying in the straw, in the hay, so she's got some hay in her wool right now. As you can see, this wool is very fluffy, very soft. So I want you to think about that for just a minute. Oh. Here comes one of the other sheep. Let's see if she'll come up. Her name is Little Sister. She's a little bit more shy, and Charity's a little bit more pushy. Let's see if we can make sure they both get some. So here we are. I wanted to tell you a little bit about this really soft, fluffy fur that they grow. It's called wool. And once a year, we cut it off them. It's just like getting a haircut. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the sheep at all. In fact, they probably usually like it because about that time of year is when it's starting to get warm again. So I think they like to cool off by having a nice close haircut. But we can use that wool to make clothes, believe it or not. It's good for making socks, it's good for making nice warm sweaters, it's good for making hats. So what we do, obviously we have to clean it up a little bit. They do tend to roll around in the dust and dirt a little bit out here. But when we clean it up, we can do what's called carding, basically combing it to get it all going in one direction. And then we do something called spinning. But not this kind of spinning! The type of spinning I'm talking about is sometimes done on an old spinning wheel like this. It looks like something out of a fairy tale, doesn't it? Almost like something Cinderella would have worked with. But when you're done spinning, you'll have nice wool yarn, like I have wrapped around my fingers here. This yarn was made here at Morningside Nature Center. Well, I hope you all had as much fun watching this video as I had making it. I hope you all are healthy and safe, and I'm really looking forward to the day that we can welcome you back here to the Living History Farm at Morningside Nature Center. Goodbye.